Alright, guys, so we've got some breaking news surrounding the Los Angeles Chargers as Keenan Allen has signed a 1 year, $8.5 million deal. In my video earlier today, I did mention that Allen had worked out with Los Angeles on Friday and it went very well, and Jim Harbaugh made it very clear. They had to get Allen back with this team because on third down, he's not going to be necessarily the go-to guy. That's going to be Lad McConkey, of course. But it's just another guy who can separate, who can get open, who can catch the ball. And Allen is one of the best, not only receivers, but best players overall in Chargers history. I mean, what him and Herbert were able to accomplish together was definitely super exciting, of course. And it would have been cool to see Mike Williams also be playing with Allen again, because when I first started the channel, I mean, these guys were in their primes, they were killing it. But fortunately, Williams did retire. But we'll definitely be cool with Allen, of course. The question is, where is he going to play? Because I mentioned Lad McConkey. Well, that's sort of the question that I have is McConkey plays inside. He's a slot receiver, and that's where Keenan Allen does the majority of his damage. And all of a sudden, you've got both of those guys. There is obviously a hole at outside receiver. Trey Harris, he's had an up and down camp. Last practice, he had a couple of drops, but the one before that, I thought he was the best player on the field. I mean, him and Herbert were just absolutely dominating the defense. And you also do have Keandre Lambert-Smith, who I know a lot of you guys like, and I do as well. I still think that he has a lot of developing to do. Of course, in terms of blocking, that's going to be something to keep an eye on for him. But just going up and getting a 50-50 ball, I mean, there's not really many better players around the league, let alone on the Chargers. I mean, this dude, his adjustment, his ability to come back to the football is crazy. But just Keenan Allen is a veteran. He's played football at the highest possible level. And it was sad to see him go. I understand why the Chargers had to clear some salary and they had to set themselves up for the future. But to be able to bring back a beloved player who still can contribute, I mean, I don't know the numbers last season from Allen. I know late on in the season he started to heat up and legitimately was a weapon. I mean, I know fantasy football isn't actual football, but he was putting up big time numbers. So clearly there's still something left in the tank. And at the very least, even if Allen isn't the receiver that we all knew him to be back at 5 years ago or whatever, 2020, that 2020 to 2023 stretch was just so damn dominant for Allen. He doesn't necessarily need to be that. He just needs to be consistent. We need to know what we're getting from Allen every single night, even if it's just, hell, 2 catches for 45 yards every single game. Like, if it's just something like that, like we know what we're getting, it's going to benefit this team as well while a lot of these young guys develop. Because Oronde Gadsden's a rookie. Kendrick Lambert-Smith's a rookie. Trey Harris is a rookie. The only veterans really on this team, and Lad McConkey's in his second season. I don't think we can really call him a veteran. Quentin Johnson, of course, in his third season. That's kind of it. Jalen Reagor has been around, was in that Justin Jefferson class, unfortunately, right, for the Philadelphia Eagles or whatever, that was the case, because if not, they would have had Justin Jefferson. But there's not much consistency. Like, Will Disley had a career year last year, but it's Will Disley. He's a good player. He's not a great player. I just think that having a guy like Keenan Allen where Herbert can rely on. And another thing as well is they've played together, so they know each other's tendencies. I think that's why we saw Trey Harris get off to such a slow start in camp, was because him and Herbert didn't have a lot of time together. He was late to camp because he hired an agent, was getting that contract figured out. But we started to see Lad McConkey miss a couple of days of practice, and Harris steps in, and all of a sudden he's playing very well. So at the very least, you're getting a veteran, you're getting another on-the-field coach, a guy who has that chemistry with Herbert, who on third down can make a play. And now all of a sudden, you've got two guys on third down you trust. Like McConkey, I mean, there's not a single Charger fan listening that doesn't trust this guy in a big moment, especially on third down. But now to add in Keenan Allen next to him, I think the Chargers are going to be able to put out a lot of packages. And you're a better team with Keenan Allen, man. I mean, Keenan Allen can be 38. Like, you're a better team with him, and I'm super excited. I mean, maybe I'm reaching a little bit and acting like Keenan Allen is still the Keenan Allen from 2020 that was unstoppable, but I don't know, man. It's not like Julio Jones at the back end of his career when he was like with the Titans. I mean, I know disrespect to Julio Jones, but I think Keenan Allen still has a lot in the tank, and it might be just for this season, but it's gonna be fun. And it reminds me so much of when I first started covering the Chargers. Keenan Allen again, him and Herbert had just literally been drafted to the team, and of course there was like a crazy incident with Tyrod Taylor or whatever, and then Herbert becomes the starter, and he just has this cannon arm. I mean, it's nostalgic for me, man, just having him back on the team, and I'm super amped up about it too. It's just now you got Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen. It just feels like going back to where it all started, and I'm also interested to see what goes on with Najee Harris because he seems to be doing better and better every single day in the run game. Marion Hampton as well. The Chargers do play this weekend in preseason, so hopefully we can see some of these guys get touches and continue to develop. And we did talk about the offensive line in my video earlier, of course, with Zion being the left guard, Mekhi Becton being right guard, center Bradley Bozeman, left tackle Rashawn Slater, and the right tackle Joe Alt. Jim Harbaugh said that's set in stone. Now for Jamari Sawyer, I'm not going to completely rule him out. Harbaugh did just say here, here's the best 5 that we've got right now, at least so far in camp. Doesn't mean definitively that's going to be the case. But right now that is looking like what it's going to be. I think we all kind of assumed that's what it was going to be. I mean, Zion, he's not just going to not play center in college and then play it in camp and then be the starting center for a team that is trying to win a Super Bowl, trying to win the division, in a tough division against the Chiefs and, of course, the Broncos. The Raiders are going to be a lot better with Pete Carroll. I mean, you never really know. I think they've got talent too. So, yeah, really outside of that, I think that's it. I think we'll kind of leave it at that. I don't really make short videos like this, but there's not much of a reason to drag it on. Just wanted to let you guys know my thoughts on Keenan Allen returning to the Chargers. And he's 33 years old, 70 passes for 744 yards and 7 touchdowns last season. That's actually better than I thought. A lot of that production did come late. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's been around the league since 2013, 6 Pro Bowls, 5 1,000-yard receiving seasons. The last time he was a Pro Bowl was 2 years ago, of course, when he had 108 catches, which was a career high for 1,243 yards and 7 touchdowns. I mean, this is going to be another weapon for Herbert to throw to because you look at earlier today in practice, Herbert was throwing to a couple of receivers that I'm sure a lot of you Charger fans listening don't even know who they are. Like Jalen Johnson was one of them. I mean, and then the other player isn't even listed on the depth chart. Oh, no, he actually is. Jaquay Jackson. I just found him, too. So, yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen is a big-time upgrade to this receiving room. The question is, who starts? Ladd McConkey will be starting inside, and then there's 2 outside positions. You'd have to imagine Quentin Johnson's like a lock to start. Trey Harris, Keenan Allen, Keandre Lambert-Smith. I mean, who really knows what the Chargers are going to go to, but yeah, I mean, they got better today, man. The Chargers got better. I'm happy about it. Good to see Keenan back, too. One of my favorite Chargers of all time. I mean, LT is probably always going to be my favorite. But in terms of, like, Antonio Gates is cool, too. Phillip Rivers. But, man, like, Keenan Allen is just – it's good to have him back. Yeah, I'm excited, man. It just makes me more amped up for the season because if the Chargers win the Super Bowl, which I think they are – I'm biased, but Keenan Allen gets a Super Bowl, man. It would be cool. I mean, I just want to see the Chargers get over that hump. They've made the playoffs twice now in the Herbert era, but they've fallen short. The first game was a collapse. The second game was just a disappointing one. So now, can they just get right, man? I'm excited.